Hey, Marcus Washington, MTC Media. It's that time of year, and those who follow me, you know my background. High school coach, coached on the circuit, cover college basketball as much as humanly possible as a media credential member. So, needless to say, I'm around basketball 5 to 7 days a week. Even during this time of year, I still am talking to coaches, I'm talking to NBA scouts, I'm around a lot of basketball. So, having experience on both sides of this high school spring summer basketball thing, I would tell you this. If you don't like it, all the travel money that you're spending, these weekend fees that you're spending, here's what I will say: don't play. This is what it is. Basketball used to be thought of as the poor man's sport because the mechanisms that basketball is using, what people complain about, is stuff that in these other travel sports, especially baseball, that has existed for years and years and years. The model, it just got the basketball last, and basketball was thought of as a poor black person sport. Let's just be honest, poor black people sport. And now that basketball resembles, by the way, what these other travel sports have been doing for years. And to be frank with you, as expensive as basketball has gotten when you talk about training and all this sort of stuff, when you look at that 4 or 5-star list, no offense, but you're going to see it's not all the black kids on it, they need basketball to keep their mama's lights on. That sort of stuff. That's just not the world we're in anymore. It's not a poor black man sport. So people's thinking is always everything needs to be cheaper or free for basketball, and then they get mad that spring and summer basketball is acting like these other sports. And it was only a matter of time. And as private equities buy up these entities, which they are actively doing, I can tell you with the fact that the price is not going down. It's not going to go down. As a public school coach here in Northern Virginia, when I coach here, I can tell you a lot of the older coaches, especially the ones who are teachers that open up the gym and stuff like that during the off season, during the summer, they would probably prefer that your kid don't play spring or summer basketball anyway. Virginia is the home of the best Division IIIs in the nation. I don't think I'm saying anything controversial when I say that. It's pretty much widely accepted. A lot of our D3s still recruit out of the high schools. Now, do they come to the spring and summer tournaments and stuff like that? Absolutely. I see them there too. But they also recruit out the high schools, whereas Division I and somewhat Division II, it's going to depend on what high school you're at and what your schedule look like and who you're playing at that time. There's a lot of other factors that go with those levels. But this idea that you have to play. Don't play. Just a whole bunch of wasted energy complaining every weekend. Oh, this is a ripoff. This is that. I tell kids all the time, you shouldn't be in 5th, 6th, 7th grade spending $1,000 a month on training. Why? They're too young. But everybody wants to be on such elite, such academy. He's in 5th grade. 5th grade. None of this counts. No one literally cares. And then you're mad because you spent $8,000 over a summer. And it was a waste, and we didn't take family vacation, and we don't get to spend no time, and it's every other week. Don't play. That's the solution. This was never meant to be an all-inclusive environment. If you go back to what people my age think of AAU, and I played in the 80s, AAU was a very, 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 very selective community. Before we had all the stars and the lists and all this sort of stuff, they were essentially guys who would have stars beside their names. Everybody else, especially in Fauquier County where they didn't have travel basketball, You waited for Coach Creasy to open the gym during the summer, and you worked out during the summer. And then, luckily for me, I was up the road from a military base that I could get on, and I got to spend the summer down there playing against military guys. This is not what this environment ever was supposed to be. It was never supposed to be all-inclusive. And then once it got to all-inclusive, because all the Johnny Driveways thought that, oh, it's unfair that poor black people have this great experience that I don't have, which is part of why we have so many teams. So now all the Johnny Driveways can say that they're doing it too. Well, once business, and we live in a capitalistic country, once entities saw that, and you look and you see that youth sports is a multi-billion-dollar industry, well, what did you think was going to happen? You guys watered this stuff down. And then you're mad because of what has happened because of you watering it down. This wasn't meant for every average suburban Johnny Driveway. It's not what this was meant for. It was meant for the best players. Now, the best players could have come from those suburban places. In fact, if you look at it now, you look at the 4- and 5-star list, a lot of them, black, white, indifferent, doesn't matter on color, so I don't want to hear race, are suburban kids. It's not a poor black neighborhood kid. So why everyone is blaming everyone else, really, this was created by everyone involved. And then you get mad that investors see that this is like any other consumer industry, and they privatized it. So my thing is don't make it worth their while. If it doesn't serve your child, don't play.